Election night is brought to you by Left or Right. Coming into this election, there are 36 Democrats that are safe in the Senate that do not have election this year. And there are 30 Republicans that are safe, no election this year. These are the states that do have an election, and we are going to analyze the numbers all throughout the night. The first states that have polls closing here at 6 o'clock on the East Coast are Indiana and Kentucky. Two not that competitive races. We will see what the numbers say. We can project that Todd Young will win re-election in the state of Indiana, which is a Republican hold. Todd Young has won re-election against his challenger, Tom McDermott. With 12% of the vote reporting in Kentucky, we can say that it's too early to determine if Rand Paul will hang on to his seat, although it is looking very good for him against his challenger, Charles Booker, which Democrats have really backed in this election process here in the midterms. But as of right now, it is not looking good for the Democrats and Charles Booker. It is now the 7 o'clock hour in Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, and Vermont are closing very, very soon. As you can still see, Kentucky is still too close to call, and Indiana has been called, but I think we can make an announcement about Kentucky. We can now officially project that Rand Paul has defeated Charles Booker. Rand Paul has won another 6 years in the United States Senate. We can also project that Tim Scott has won re-election, and he will serve another 6 years as a senator from South Carolina. Vermont now has a new senator in Congressman Peter Welch. Peter Welch will be the replacement for Patrick Leahy, serving the next 6 years in the United States Senate. We can project that the Senate race in Florida is too close to call. Incumbent Marco Rubio is trying to sit Val Demings down, the congresswoman from Florida, as she is trying to defeat Marco Rubio. This would be a huge win for Democrats if they can pull it off. Senate election between Raphael Warnock, the incumbent, and Herschel Walker is also too close to call at this time. This one right here will probably be the most competitive race of the night, so stay tuned. So as you can see on this map, 3 Republican races have been called and 1 Democrat race has been called. Georgia and Florida are too close to call, and North Carolina and Ohio polls are about to close right now. At this time, we project the state of North Carolina too close to call. Pat McCrory, the Republican nominee, goes up against Cherry Beasley, another very competitive race. Right now, McCrory has the lead, a very popular governor in the state of North Carolina, and we will see if he can win this seat for the Republicans. We can also say that the state of Ohio is too close to call. This will be a competitive race between popular Congressman Tim Ryan and Josh Mandel, the Trump-endorsed candidate, who is seen, according to Democrats, as a radical. So we will see how this election turns out over the night. We also have an update from Florida. The lead for Marco Rubio has slimmed out, and there's 59% of the vote reporting, but a ton of the vote that just came in was from Broward and Palm Beach County. So right now, we can say that Rubio is in the driver's seat. We can also say that Georgia is still too close to call. Raphael Warnock has taken the lead over Herschel Walker with 47% of the vote in. This race is extremely close, and we will see how this changes out throughout the night. And Raphael Warnock right now has the lead over Herschel Walker. This is what the map currently looks like, and we have a ton of polls that are about to close in the states of New Hampshire, Connecticut, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Missouri, Alabama, Kansas, Oklahoma, and North and South Dakota. We have a ton of calls coming up right now. We can project in the state of Alabama, Mo Brooks will be the next senator, replacing longtime Alabama Senator Richard Shelby. Mo Brooks has won in Alabama. We can also project that in Connecticut, Richard Blumenthal has won another 6 years as a United States Senator representing Connecticut. We can also project that Tammy Duckworth will win re-election in the state of Illinois. Tammy Duckworth will win re-election in Illinois. We can project that in the great state of Kansas, Jerry Moran will serve another term as a senator of Kansas. Jerry Moran will serve another term as a senator of Kansas. In North Dakota, we can project that John Hoeven has won another 6 years as a senator of North Dakota. In Oklahoma, James Lankford will serve as Oklahoma Senator for another 6 years after a very tough primary challenger during the primary process, but he will be the senator for Oklahoma for another 6 years. Even though Donald Trump wanted to primary Senator Thune, he defeated that primary challenger, and now he will serve another 6 years as a senator of South Dakota. Senator Thune will serve another 6 years as senator of South Dakota. We also have a projection from Florida. Marco Rubio has fought off his challenger Val Demings, and he will be the senator of Florida for another 6 years. We make this call with 80% of the vote in, and Rubio has 53.5% of the vote. He has a very big lead over Val Demings with only 20% of the vote left to be counted, so it is safe to say that Rubio will win this race. In Georgia, it is still too close to call as Warnock still has a lead over Herschel Walker with 64% of the vote in. In North Carolina, Pat McCrory has a big lead over Beasley, but it is still too close to call because a lot of the Democrat areas have not brought in their vote yet, and we will see how much the difference changes from there. In Ohio, we are getting to a point where we can almost call this race for Josh Mandel. He has a 9-point lead over Tim Ryan, and it is looking good with 69% of the vote in. In Maryland, Chris Van Hollen has a great lead over his competitor Larry Hogan, who is trying to flip this seat for the GOP. Larry Hogan has been a tough competitor in the past, but on a very national election like this one, it looks like that he will not defeat Chris Van Hollen, but it is still too early to call this race. We basically see the same thing out of Missouri, with Greedens having a big lead over Sifton with 14% in. Greedens is in the driver's seat to win, and it most likely will happen. Even though Chris Sununu decided to not run in this election, Maggie Hassan still has a run for her money against Don Bolduc, a former Brigadier General of the United States Army. This is a competitive race with only 22% in, and it will only get tighter most likely over the course of the night. In Pennsylvania, Dr. Oz is behind John Fetterman. He has the lead over the celebrity doctor with 32% in. It is still too close to call. Polls are about to close in the state of Arkansas, which we already know John Boozman is most likely going to win, but now we can officially make that call. John Boozman, we can now officially project, has won in the state of Arkansas. In Ohio, Josh Mandel will replace incumbent Senator Rob Portman as the new Republican senator from Ohio. This is not a Republican flip, this is a hold, but it is a very important hold for the GOP. In Maryland, we can project that Chris Van Hollen has fought off Larry Hogan and has won. A very important hold for the Democrat Party in the state of Maryland. Missouri has their replacement senator in Eric Greedens. As you know, Roy Blunt announced his retirement, and Greedens is the replacement for Blunt. He has defeated Sifton. We got polls closing in the states of Arizona, Colorado, Louisiana, Wisconsin, and New York coming right now. In Louisiana, we can project that John Kennedy has won another 6 years as the senator of Louisiana. In New York, the current Senate Majority Leader has won re-election, Chuck Schumer. Will he have the majority in the Senate by the end of the night? Who knows? That will be determined later. The race between incumbent Senator Mark Kelly and Arizona's Attorney General Mark Brnovich is too close to call with 28% of the vote in. Brnovich has been a tough challenger for Kelly, and we will see if all that hard work will pay off tonight. Colorado is also too close to call at this hour with 32% of the vote in. Can Michael Bennet hold on? This is a very important state for Democrats if they want to hold on to their Senate majority. Wisconsin is too close to call. Mandela Barnes has a lead over Ron Johnson here in a very crucial state. This state most likely will determine who gets a majority in the Senate. We have an update from Georgia. 82% of the vote in, and this race is still too close to call, but Herschel Walker has taken a lead over Raphael Warnock. This is looking good for Republicans as of right now. North Carolina is still too close to call. Pat McCrory's lead has slimmed up a little bit, but that was with a ton of vote that came out of Charlotte. And right now, it's looking pretty good for McCrory with the remaining vote that is left to be counted. New Hampshire is still too close to call. Maggie Hassan's lead has gained. With 64% of the vote in, Dr. Oz has taken the lead over Lieutenant Governor John Fetterman. More polls are about to close in the state of Iowa, Utah, Idaho, Nevada, and Oregon. Let's check out the numbers right now. In Idaho, we can project that Mike Crapo will be re-elected as Senator of Idaho. In the great state of Oregon, Ron Wyden has won another 6 years as a U.S. Senator from Oregon. In Utah, Mike Lee has won another 6 years as the Senator of Utah. We can call New Hampshire for Maggie Hassan. This is a key Democrat hold here if they want to keep the Senate majority. Maggie Hassan has won in New Hampshire. Michael Bennet has won in Colorado. His competitor Eli Bremer put up a good fight, but to no cigar. Michael Bennet has won another 6 years as a senator from Colorado. Iowa is too close to call, but Chuck Grassley has an almost 10-point lead over his Democrat opponent Abby Finkenauer. Nevada is also too close to call. Catherine Cortez Masto right now has the lead over Adam Laxalt. We have an update in Georgia. Raphael Warnock has taken the lead. This race is still too close to call with 95% of the vote in. North Carolina is looking very good for Pat McCrory and the Republicans as of right now, but it is still too close to call. Pennsylvania is also still too close to call. Carla Stans still has a lead over John Fetterman in Pennsylvania. Arizona is still too close to call. Attorney General Mark Brnovich is beating Mark Kelly right now, but it is still too close to call. Wisconsin is also too close to call, but Ron Johnson now has the lead over Mandela Barnes. In Washington and California, we are about to see those polls close, and we got projections from those states right now. We can project in the state of Washington, Patty Murray has won re-election in the state of Washington. In California, we can also project that Alex Padilla has won re-election, and he will serve his first full term as Senator of California after being the replacement for Kamala Harris. We can project that Iowa has stayed red. Chuck Grassley has won re-election in the state of Iowa, fighting off Abby Finkenauer. She has been defeated. And then we have a huge projection. North Carolina will stay red. Pat McCrory has won, and he will be the new senator from North Carolina. We got big news from Georgia. This race has gone into a runoff. Herschel Walker and Warnock will go into a runoff election that will be held in January. In the state of Pennsylvania, John Fetterman has taken the lead over Dr. Oz with 89% of the vote in. It is still too close to call. In the state of Wisconsin, Mandela Barnes has a lead over Ron Johnson with 62% in, and it is still classified as too close to call. In Arizona, Attorney General Mark Brnovich is leading over Mark Kelly with 67% of the vote in. It is still classified as too close to call. And in Nevada, Adam Laxalt has taken the lead over Catherine Cortez Masto, but it is still classified as too close to call with 58% in. We now have polls closing in Alaska and Hawaii, and we have a projection from Hawaii right now. No surprise here, Brian Schatz has won re-election in Hawaii. And this is not a surprise, Brian Schatz, of course, was going to win. We all knew that. But in Pennsylvania, John Fetterman has flipped this seat for the Democrat favor. This is the first flip of the night for the Democrats, and it is very important. Alaska is too close to call. Lisa Murkowski is going up against Kelly Tshibaka, a Trump-endorsed candidate, and we will see if Murkowski can hang on to her seat in Alaska. In Arizona, Mark Brnovich still has a lead with 92% of the votes in, but it is still classified as too close to call. In Wisconsin, Ron Johnson now has the lead over Mandela Barnes with 78% of the vote in. We can still project it as too close to call. And then in Nevada, Catherine Cortez Masto still has her lead over Adam Laxalt. She got it back with 84% in. It is still too close to call. And with all that said, there are still 5 races that are still too close to call. But there are 48 seats called for Democrats in total, and there are 47 Republican seats. The majority is still up for grabs with no clear winner yet. Mark Brnovich has flipped this seat in Arizona. This is a Republican flip, crucial for the Republicans to get the majority in the Senate. In Nevada, Kathleen Cortez Masto has held on, a very important seat for the Democrats to hold on to now since they no longer have Arizona. In Wisconsin, Ron Johnson has a lead over Mandela Barnes with 95% of the vote in, but it is still too close to call. Alaska is still too close to call. Lisa Murkowski has 45.1% and Shabaka has 36.2%, but it is still too close to call at this hour. As you can see on the screen, Democrats are 1 seat away from getting a Senate majority, but Wisconsin looks like it'll go Republican, and Alaska is definitely Republican, and we can make those calls right now. In Alaska, Lisa Murkowski has defeated Kelly Shabaka, the Trump-endorsed candidate. She will hang on to her seat. And in Wisconsin, Ron Johnson has defeated Mandela Barnes, and he will serve another 6 terms in the United States Senate. The Georgia runoff election polls close in about 5 minutes. Herschel Walker and Raphael Warnock are going head-to-head, and we will project that right now. In Georgia, Herschel Walker has flipped this seat away from the Democrats. Raphael Warnock has not won re-election in Georgia. Because of that Herschel Walker win, you can see on the screen, Republicans have 51 seats in the Senate and Democrats have 49 seats in the Senate, and that means Republicans now officially hold Senate majority. And just like that, POLITIMAS has come to an end. This has been an extremely long journey, and it has been really hard at times. And I just want to thank you guys so much for all your support during this time. I really do appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a very, very Merry Christmas. And make sure you spend it with family and friends. And if you're watching this after Christmas, I hope that you have a great rest of your day. Never forget that you are special, and I love you guys. See you next time. Together with you.